I do not greet you as a career diplomat, nor as a politician bred for protocol tables and trained for handshakes. I stand before you as a soldier of my people, as the guardian of a wounded nation, as the son of a continent that has carried the cross of the world for centuries, but has never worn its own crown. I am Captain Ibrahim Traore, President of Burkina Faso. I speak to you from the land of upright people. I have a simple question for you, but the answer to this question challenges the entire world order. Africa holds 30% of the world's mineral resources. 70% of the world's cobalt is ours. Your phone, your computer, your electric car, none of them work without cobalt. This cobalt comes from Congo, but Congolese children cannot afford a phone. Without uranium, your nuclear plants shut down. This uranium comes from Niger, but Nigerian villages sit in darkness. Gold flows like rivers from our lands, but our people swim in poverty. Why does the richest continent on earth have the poorest people? We ask these questions. We get no answers, because the answer would disturb those who are asked. Today I will give that answer, with numbers, with evidence, with 94 tons of gold pulled from our own soil. Colonialism did not end, it changed shape. They used to occupy our lands, now they establish companies. They used to take by force, now they call it investment agreements. They used to come with soldiers, now they come with lawyers. But the result is the same. Africa's wealth leaves Africa. For years, that is exactly what happened in Burkina Faso. Endeavour Mining, listed on the London Stock Exchange, claims to be West Africa's largest gold company. They operated our Bongo and Wagnion mines, 300,000 ounces per year, 9.3 tons of gold. Where did the profits go? To shareholders in London. IAM Gold, from Canada, operating our Essakane mine, the country's largest industrial gold mine. Where did the profits go? To Toronto. What did they promise when they arrived? We'll create jobs. We'll build infrastructure. We'll grow your economy. Then you look at the villages surrounding the mines. No water, no roads, no schools. But shareholders in London collected their dividends every quarter. Every single quarter. When a foreign company owns 90% of a gold mine on your land, you call that development? When security forces guard the cobalt mines, but not our children's schools, you call that progress? That is not progress. That is piracy with legal documents. It is over now. Africa is not a beggar, not a battlefield, not an experiment, not a warehouse of raw materials. And we do not need anyone's permission to prove it. In 2025, Burkina Faso reached the highest gold production in its history, 94 tons. 94 tons of pure gold. The year before, it was 60 tons. Before that, 57. In a single year, we increased production by nearly 60%. Over 30 additional tons. 94 tons. At today's prices, approximately $18 billion in wealth. Gold is currently approaching $5,000 per ounce. Every gram beneath our soil is now being transformed into our future, not into someone else's vault. Our Prime Minister, Rimtalba Jean-Emmanuel Ouedraogo, announced this figure at the end of January 2026. Our Minister of Mines, Yakuba Zabre Guba, provided the details. 43 of those 94 tons, nearly half, came from artisanal and semi-mechanized mining. In 2024, only 8.1 tons were recorded from this sector. In 1 year, from 8 to 43, more than a five-fold increase. Coincidence? Luck? Strategy, vision, and the courage of a people who refused to dance every time the imperialists pulled the strings. Let me walk you through what we did, step by step. First, we completely revised our mining code. In July 2024, the new law came into force. We raised the state's free carried interest from 10% to 15%, not only for new projects, but for active producing mines as well. We made royalty rates progressive, 6% when gold exceeds $1,500 per ounce, 7% above 2,000. The higher gold rises, the greater the people's share. Second, we established SOPAMIB, the Burkina Faso Mining Participation Company, the state's investment arm designed to own, manage, and operate strategic mining assets. Third, and the boldest, nationalization. In August 2024, we took back Bongu and Wagmian. Endeavour had been trying to sell them to Lilium Mining for $300 million. The deal stalled. We stepped in, purchased them for $80 million, a quarter of their market value. Endeavour's share price dropped 8%. Western media called it a disaster. Correct, a disaster for Endeavour, a victory for the people of Burkina. This nationalization is not merely two mines changing hands. This is the formal termination of a century-old exploitation relationship. During the French colonial era, when we were called Upper Volta, our lands were a source of raw materials for the metropole. Forced labor, heavy taxation, raw gold exported. After independence, successive governments handed control to foreign mining companies. Nothing changed. Thomas Sankara tried to change it in 1983. He renamed the country Burkina Faso, land of upright people. He fought for resource sovereignty. He lasted 4 years, assassinated in 1987, with France's support. His killer, Traore, ruled 27 years. 27 years our gold was plundered. We are completing the revolution Sankara left unfinished. In June 2025, we completed the nationalization of 5 mining assets: Wagnian Gold, Samafo Bongu, Resources Ferke, Griffin Minerals, Lilium Mining, all now under SOPAMIB's control. The decree states, this acquisition is in line with the state's policy of sovereign ownership of mineral resources for optimal exploitation to the benefit of the population. In 2025, a total of 11 mining assets were transferred to SOPAMIB: Percoa, Inata, Kiere, Kalsaka, Tambao, Taparco. SOPAMIB now oversees 15 industrial mines. Treasury revenue, 776 to 800 billion CFA francs. From the fight against smuggling alone, over 100 billion CFA francs in additional revenue was recovered. Since I came to power in 2022, total revenue from the gold sector has reached $18 billion. Before me, the country earned roughly $1 billion per year, and most of it went to foreign entities. Now revenue has multiplied, and the lion's share flows to the Burkinabe people. Waarheen gaan dit? Meer as 85 miljard CFA francs is na die minerale ontwikkelingsfonds gelei. Pad, skole, gesondheidssentrums. Die onderwysbegroting is verhoog. Gesondheidsbesteding is gehandhaaf. Meer as 700,000 van ons mense het uiterste armoede in die afgelope 12 maande ontsnap. Dit is data van die Wêreldbank, nie ons propaganda nie. Laat ek jou vertel van artisanale goudmynbou, want dit is die hart van ons revolusie. Meer as 800 aktiewe terreine. Meer as 1,5 miljoen van ons mense is afhanklik van hierdie sektor. Jarelang het hulle afsonderlik gewerk. Geen maatskaplike beskerming nie. Hulle kon nooit die ware waarde van die goud wat hulle geproduseer het ontvang nie. Middelmanne het hulle uitgebuit. Smokkelaars het die goud deur die land onwettig uitgekry. Die staat het niks gesien nie. In Februarie 2024 het ons artisanale gouduitvoere geskort. Ons het die smokkelnetwerke gekap. Ons het mynwerkers in koöperasies georganiseer. Ons het 'n gestruktureerde stelsel onder SOPAMIB se koördinasie opgebou. Result: 2024, 8.1 tons recorded. 2025, 43 tons. A hidden treasure brought into the light. These 43 tons, nearly half of 94, are gold that our people extracted with their own hands from their own soil. Now in the state's records, in the people's accounts, not in smugglers' pockets. You must understand the scale of the smuggling to grasp this transformation. For years, Burkina's gold was being trafficked through unofficial channels to neighboring countries, then on to Dubai, India, Europe. Organized networks roamed villages, buying gold from artisanal miners at a few dollars per gram, selling it on the world market for dozens of times more. The miner labored, the smuggler got rich, the state recorded nothing. Ons met hierdie netwerke afgebou. In 2025 is daar ongeveer 10 kilogram goud van onwettige toevoerkanale gekonfiskeer. Daai getal klink dalk klein, maar dit is 'n boodskap. In Burkina Faso staan wie die mense se goud steel nou voor gevolge. En deur die kontrapolitiese Resto-kampanje het ons oor 100 miljard CFA francs in addisionele inkomste verseker. Geld wat in donker netwerke sou verdwyn het. Ons het dit teruggebring na ons mense se skatkis. Laat ek 'n ander realiteit oor goudpryse deel. In 2025 het globale goudpryse met 27% toegeneem. Teen Februarie 2026 het die prys per ons amper $5,000 bereik. Geopolitiese onsekerheid, sentrale banke wat hul goudaankope verhoog, die chaos van die Amerikaanse handelsbeleid, alles het pryse opgedryf. En ons het hierdie golf vasgevang, want ons hervormings is gebou om hierdie oomblik te antisipeer. Wanneer goud gestyg het, het ons verseker dat die wins nie na Londen vloei nie, maar na Ouagadougou, nie na Parys nie, maar na Bobo-Dioulasso, nie na Toronto nie, maar na Ouagadougou. 2022-6 at least 10 nuwe semi-meganiese byne-projekte entydelik in Burkina Faso onderskappe. Onder ons nuwe law, daardie permitte word gedruk eksklusief vir 100% lokaal genou beas. Die bureau van myne geologie, BOMIGEB, word opgestel. Die ministerie het 88,66% performance raad onder sy kontrak. Maar reformes het pas nie by op papier. Dan laat en de laaste plan het gebysouie. Wy op ons eerste houtsteken bouwe. Die era van afsparing van rou goud en toestel van die professeerde produkte premiere dui. Wy gaan ons self opkriep. Voor die eerste keer gaan ons 'n nasionale goudreserve doen. Vroeger was al goud ondergebracht immediaat. Nou stockpile wy 'n borsie as nasionaal wealth. The Kiaka mine poured its first gold in June 2025. Annual capacity of 234,000 ounces. When our government announced it wanted to increase our stake by 35%, The company was forced to request a trading halt on the stock exchange. The Yuga mine, shut down for security reasons, returned to production in October 2025. When I came to power in 2022, what existed? 3 consecutive years of declining production, mines shutting down, investors fleeing. Mining in Burkina is finished, they said. 2023, 57 tons. 2024, 60 tons. 2025, 94 tons. This graph goes upward. All of this was accomplished while fighting armed groups in the north and east. Our volunteer defense forces, the vast majority of them young, protect both the land and the mines. In Europe, when citizens take up arms to defend their homeland, they are called patriots. In Burkina, when villagers take up arms, they are called militias. Same action, 2 names. When a white man does it, patriotism. When a black man does it, a threat. I asked Europe and America, can you reform your mining sector and increase production by 60% while fighting a war on your own soil? You could not do it in Iraq. You could not in Afghanistan. You bombed Libya, left chaos, entered Syria, left ruin. We fight our own war and leave schools, hospitals, and refineries behind us. That is the difference. 18 assassination attempts, poisoning plots, coup conspiracies. But I am standing. My people are with me. You're scaring investors. Is the investor scared, or is the colonizer losing? You lack experience. Under foreign management, 57 tons. Under our management, 94. Who lacks experience? There's corruption risk. Those who took the gold for years never mention corruption, but the one taking it back is supposedly corrupt. The thief is not accused. The one reclaiming what was stolen is. The exploiter is not declared dangerous. The one asserting ownership is. U.S. Africa Command Chief General Langley accused me of misusing gold revenues. An American general trying to tell an African country how to spend its own gold. What did our people do? Tens of thousands took to the streets in Ouagadougou. In London, Kingston, Montego Bay, diaspora members organized solidarity demonstrations. Kellis, yes, the world-renowned artist Kellis, bought 150 acres in Kenya and said openly, I've been watching Ibrahim Traore. Everything he's doing is smart, powerful, and amazing. When I attended President Mahama's inauguration in Ghana, I received the loudest applause of any head of state present, because the peoples of Africa are looking for leaders who refuse to bow, leaders who put their own people's interests above everything else. See the regional dimension. Mali and Niger are on the same path. As the Alliance of Sahel States, we share a vision of sovereign resource management. Ghana, Africa's largest gold producer, is debating our model. Former Chief Justice Sophia Akufo openly pointed to us as an example. We are the 13th largest gold producer globally, 4th in Africa. Gold accounts for over 75% of our exports. SOPAMIB is not limited to gold. Manganese at Tambao, zinc at Percoa, copper, phosphate. Today we started with gold. Tomorrow all strategic minerals come under the same sovereignty framework. As for Russia, in April 2025, we granted Nordgold an industrial license in Karweogo. Pragmatic choice. Whoever comes with fair terms, we work with them. Westerners came for years, took the gold, left debt and military bases. That equation is finished. But we are not puppets of Russia, China, or anyone else. We refuse to dance every time the imperialists pull the strings. We did not leave the West's puppetry to become the East's. The only criterion, our people's interest. Let me speak about our women. Hundreds of thousands of women work in artisanal mining. Through the cooperative system, we are providing social protection, fair wages, safe working conditions. We have expanded microcredit programs for women entrepreneurs. To our youth, over 65% of our population is under 25. You are more valuable than gold. Vocational training, digital skills workshops, mining sector employment, all for you. You defend your land and you are building a nation simultaneously. Sankara het die revolusie begin in 1983. 4 jaar. Vermoor in 1987. Sy moordenaar Compaoré het 27 jaar lang geregeer met Franse ondersteuning. Ons hout is geplunder, maar ons voorvaders het ons geleer. 'n Slaaf wat nie sy eie opstand kan aanvaar nie, verdien nie om bejammer te word nie. Ons wil nie bejammer word nie. Ons wag nie dat enigeen jammer kry nie. Ons veg nie omdat ons wil veg nie. Hulle het hierdie oorlog aan ons opgedis, omdat hulle ons land wil hê sonder ons. Dit het nie vandag begin nie. Vir Afrika was dit nog altyd so. 93 ton is nie net 'n nommer nie. Dit is 'n manifest. Dit is die vernietiging van die leuen wat sê, jy kan nie sonder ons nie. Afrika is nie 'n bedelaar nie, nie 'n slagveld nie, nie 'n eksperiment nie, nie jou marionet nie, nie jou pakhuis van rou materiale nie. Afrika staan op, nie om te kniel nie, maar om te staan. Stilte is die koloniseerder se kragtigste wapen. Enige iemand wat die waarheid ken en stil bly, gee daardie wapen aan die koloniseerder. Africa is the richest continent on earth, but for centuries it has been the most exploited. Burkina Faso is breaking this chain, and when this chain breaks, all of Africa will be free. Wake up. Work for the happiness of African peoples. Fight imperialism and decolonize your minds. Leading a country is a privilege, not a business opportunity. I use this privilege for my people, and I will use it until I die. We fight because war was imposed on us, because they want our land without us in it. This did not begin today. For Africa, it has always been so. But today, something is different. We are no longer fighting with weapons alone. We are fighting with economics. Every nationalized mine is a battlefield victory. Every artisanal miner organized into a cooperative is a front line. Every gram of gold refined in our own refinery is a blow struck against the colonial order. And we are winning this war. The numbers are clear. 94 tons, $18 billion, 800 billion CFA francs in treasury revenue, 700,000 people lifted from poverty, 5 mines nationalized, 11 strategic assets under state control, first gold refinery under construction, first national gold reserve being established. This is not loss. This is victory. This is not chaos. This is strategy. This is not a threat. This is independence. And everyone hearing this, whether in Turkey, Pakistan, Kenya, or Brazil, know that this story is your story too. Every country exploited by imperialism is our brother in this struggle. Glory to our peoples, dignity to our peoples, victory to our peoples. Homeland or death, we shall conquer.